Hi, welcome to Mimi's Kitchen. Today I am cooking feta cheese chicken pasta. I have found a really awesome pasta recipe from TikTok that went viral. I'm using that recipe to which I am customizing it according to my own flavor preferences and presenting it to you, my version of feta cheese chicken pasta. So for this recipe, we are using 10 ounces of feta cheese. Then 2 packages of noodles. I'm using small shells. You can use whatever kind you like. Then extra virgin olive oil. I have 1.5 pounds of small tomatoes, 1 large onion, 5 to 6 cloves of garlic, 1.5 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breasts that I have cut up in small strips like that. Then for the seasonings, I have salt and pepper, oregano, basil, crushed pepper, and some garlic powder. I have also used 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream and 1.5 cup of Parmesan cheese, which I have forgot to put it on the counter while I was taking the video. So my apologies for that. Now let's get into cooking. In a 9 by 13 inch baking pan, I have added some olive oil to it and just rubbing it up with a paper towel, or you could just use the olive oil. You could use any spray you like. I like to use olive oil for this recipe. Then I'm adding in the tomatoes. Then I'm seasoning the chicken with salt and pepper. I'm using like 1/2 teaspoon of each. Then around 1 teaspoon of garlic powder and 1 teaspoon of oregano. I'm also sprinkling some oregano to the tomatoes. And then mix everything up together. Then I will place the chicken pieces over the tomatoes, just like that. Then after that, I am going to make some space in the middle for the cheese to go in. Then we add in our feta cheese. Okay. Add a drizzle of olive oil to it. Then I'm going to spice it up a little bit. I'm adding around 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of oregano, and 1 teaspoon of crushed pepper. And then the baking dish goes into the oven at 425, which I've already preheated for 25 minutes. And while the chicken is baking, I am warming up a skillet on a very low temperature. And then I have added 1 whole onion that I've sliced up just like that. And I have used 5 cloves of garlic. I'm not chopping up the garlic. I'll just leave it in big pieces just like that. And we'd let it cook for 1/2 hour on low sim. And in a separate pot, I am boiling water for my noodles. 25 minutes later, the chicken is fully cooked and I'm scooping out the cheese in a separate bowl, which I will be blending up. Make sure you don't have no tomatoes here. I just want the cheese. Then we add the cheese in a blender. To it, I'm adding around 1/2 cup or around 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream. And then we blend it. so that is the blended cheese right there, to which I have also added some liquid that oozed out from the baked chicken and tomatoes from the baking dish, and I have mixed everything together into that bowl. Now look at that consistency. It's so nicely creamy and luxurious. Okay, so now it's time for me to cook the pasta. The water was boiling, so I dropped in the pasta into the boiling water, and we'll just wait for another maybe 10 minutes for the noodles to cook. The onion and garlic was already cooking in the skillet for half an hour or so. Now it is nicely caramelized and softened up. Now I'm mixing the mixture with the chicken and tomatoes. So I just poured everything, transferred everything out from the skillet back to the baking dish, and I'm kind of mixing it around a little bit before I add in my pasta. It took like 10 minutes for the pasta to get fully cooked. I drained it, and now I'm adding the cooked pasta, my cooked noodles, to the baking dish. Okay, now I am adding 1 tablespoon of basil over the cooked pastas. Then I will drizzle in the creamy sauce, feta cheese sauce, over it. Isn't it so nice and creamy? My house smells so good right now. It smells literally like a fancy Italian restaurant. This recipe cannot go wrong. Please give it a try. I'm telling you, this is gonna be so good. Okay, so I'm adding 1.5 cups of Parmesan cheese. Then I'm going to mix everything together. Looks like my baking dish does not have enough room for me to coat everything evenly, so I am transferring it to my pot where I was cooking the noodles. Okay, so I have transferred everything to this pot. Now I'm gonna just give it a mix. I'm gonna be gentle while mixing because I do not want all the tomatoes to squash, so kind of have to be gentle with it. There you go, pasta is ready. Okay, so now it's time for me to check. I'm making myself a bowl, and we'll see how it is. It definitely smells so good. I've added some extra Parmesan cheese on it. Let me see. It's delicious. It is delicious. Try it out. I'm telling you, you're not going to regret. This recipe is not going to go wrong. This is so good. I'm going to roast some asparagus, I think. That will go really well as a side dish with this recipe. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you like it, try it out and drop a comment. Let me know your response, I would love that. Thank you again for watching my recipes. If you like them, do share and subscribe my channel, and you have a great week. God bless you. Bye-bye.